Hi guys, I'm Alicia and welcome to the Barre and Body studio. This is your pregnancy safe workout. All you are going to need for this class is a Pilates ball and just a mat. Just starting with your feet hip distance apart, just softening through those knees. Your ball just comes in front of your heart. Inhale, exhale. We're gonna roll those shoulders back in down here. You just have 4, for 3, for 2. We're going to step it out a little bit wider through that right leg. Here we go. We'll go right, left, right, left. So keeping your feet nice and parallel here, zipping out through those abs. You are just inclining forward, sending that tailbone behind you. Just breathe here. You have 8, 7, 6, 5. You have 4. You have 3, you have 2. Last one, bring the shoulders, stack them on top of the hips. Just turn your toes to 10 and 2. We'll go drop, we'll go lift. We exhale, we inhale, drop it down, lift it up. Your knees are pushing out over those toes, but anchor your heels into the ground, just into that wide second position. 8, 7. Let's go 6, 5. We're just warming up through those thighs here. 4. You just have 3. You've got it, team. We go 2. Last one. We're going to drop, hold it here. Make sure that tailbone is nice and heavy to the ground. The shoulders are stacked. Roll the shoulders back. We lift right heel, lower, then the left, lower. Exhale, lift, lower it down, lift. So you might start to feel a little bit more of a burn, or when those thighs burning up a little bit. That is all good. Just a little isometric hold here through the thighs. Lift, lower, warming up through those ankles here. Press through that big toe. As you lift the heel up off the floor, focus on that pelvic stability. You have 4 more here. 4. You have 3. You've got it. 2. Last one. You're gonna drop that ball lower to the ground. Here we go. We drop, we reach. Just getting that heart rate lifted. Lower, lift. Now as you drop your ball to the ground, make sure you are pushing those knees out over those toes. Whew. Out of breath, here we go. 6, 5, 4, just 3, just 2. Good, last one. You send that ball just in front of the eye line. Press the shoulders away, you slide down your imaginary wall, you lift those heels, you lower those heels, exhale, inhale, lift, lower, lift those heels, lower those heels. You got it here. Spot that eye line on something straight ahead. It's going to help you with your balance. 4, 3, you got it. 2. Last one, if you can, lift those heels, hold it here. Press in through the big toe, slightly squeeze the glutes, draw that belly button in. You can hold it or pulse. 8, 7, I believe in you. 6, 5, let's go 4, let's go 3, let's go 2. Last one, lower those heels, gently roll up. Good, shake off those legs. You are gonna come down to your mat. Your ball is gonna go into your thighs. Hands come underneath your shoulders. Knees are hip distance apart. Pushing that body up and out of your mat. Make sure you are drawing your belly button in. You want to flatten out through the lower spine. You tuck your toes, you hover. We'll go squeeze. Squeeze of that ball, squeeze of that ball, squeeze that ball, squeeze that ball, squeeze that ball. Now my eye line is just looking down in between the hands, and I'm long and tall through the crown of the head. Let's go. 8 more here. 8, 6, you've got it. 4, 3, 2, last one. Perfect. So just nice core activation there. Just breathe, untuck those toes. Give those hips a little wiggle. You're going to take your ball in your right hand. So left hand stays underneath your shoulder. Any wrist issues, feel free to come up onto your fist. So long and tall still through the crown of the head. You're going to roll that ball out. Good. So fingertips just come onto that ball. Press the shoulders away. So it's just out diagonally in front of you. Keeping the shoulder girdle nice and square to your mat, as well as your hips. You extend your left leg. You bring it back in. Exhale, reach it away. Inhale, come center. So again, we are focusing on the pelvic stability and your core stability here. Exhale. Inhale, you come back to center. Good, so this is your modification here. You can keep that ball just on the ground, pushing that right hand through the ball as you extend left leg. Now just make sure you're not sinking into your right hip as you extend the leg. So again, both of those hips are shining evenly down to your mat. Now if you want to take a challenge here, you can reach your right arm up and away. Exhale. You have 4 more on this side. Exhale, extend. Inhale, draw it in. Exhale, extend. You want to keep that body pulled in nice and tight, engage through the core. Make this your last one. Exhale, reach it away. Inhale, you come back to center. Perfect work. That ball goes underneath your left hand. You reach and roll the ball long. Push shoulders away. Your pelvis is stable and still. You draw up in those abs. You take a little tuck, so make sure you're not dipping through that lower spine. Belly button is pulled in. Exhale, here we go. We extend it away. We come back center. Exhale, extend. Inhale, you come back center. Exhale. Now I want you to really focus on where you are placing your head as well here. As you extend that leg behind you, make sure you're not dropping that head and looking towards your toes. So we want to create that nice long spine from the head all the way down through the tailbone. You've got 4 more here. Exhale, reach it away. Perfect. So if you are modifying, you can stay here. If you are wanting to challenge, you lift that bicep, that ball up. Exhale, we go extend. We come back to center. Exhale, we go ascend. We come back to center. 4 more here. Exhale, 3. Good, it's about zipping out through those abs. Mind-body connection. 2 more. Woo. Make this your last one. Perfect work. Ball just goes in front of you. Tip back into those hips. You might need to take those knees a little bit wider. Just opening up that heart to the ground. Eye line is looking down to your mat. Fabulous work, team. Gently just roll that ball in. Gently come up to standing. We are going to come back to those thighs. Woo, good. So again, ball comes to your chest, just in front of your heart. So don't push it against the chest, just away from you. Feet are hip distance apart. Now depending how big your bump is now, you might need to take your feet a little bit wider. It's absolutely fine. Just make sure your feet are nice and parallel. Again, push the shoulders away. I'm going to stand profile to you. We're going to exhale, squat it down for 2. Inhale, lift for 2. Exhale, squat it down. Inhale, lift. Now I want you to really imagine here, I want you to focus, there's a little tiny bench just underneath you. I always say, imagine you're going to sit down on that little tiny bench there. Exhale as you lower. Inhale as you lift. So make sure body weight is just slightly a little bit more through the heels. So we don't want to be pushing the knees forward over the toes. So you don't want to be pushing forward. I want you to be pushing that bum back behind you. Exhale, we lower it down for 2. We lift for 2. We go lower. We lift it up. Let's go. 4 more here. Exhale. Shh. Inhale as you lift. Now your knees, they want to be like train tracks, tracking over your big and your second toe. 2 more. Last one. We are going to drop, drop, hold it here. Good. Exhale, you lift right heel, you lower down. You exhale, you inhale. You go lift, you go lower. We exhale, inhale. Now as you lift your right heel up off the floor, think about connecting into the core, so draw that belly button into the spine as you lift. Good, stay nice and low here. Now just be conscious here that you are not overarching, letting bump just hang out. I want you to imagine you are hugging baby, so just take a little tiny tuck, so you're flattening and lengthening out through the tailbone. If you need to come up, you're feeling it in your lower back, just shake off, and then we get back to it. We have 4 more. Lift, lower, lift, lower. 2. This one, you're going to lift and hold it. Woo! You press shoulders away, grow tall. Exhale, you're going to slide that leg behind you, and then you're going to bring it back underneath your hip. We'll push it back for 2. We bring it in for 2. So now you are stabilizing through your left thigh, through the left hip, keeping everything stable and still. We push it back for 2. Squeeze it in for 2. Here we go. Push it back for 2. Squeeze it in. Let's go. 4 more here. Go push it away. Bring it back underneath that hip. Push it away. Bring it back underneath that hip. 2 more. Last one, you're gonna push it back, hold it. So feet are still hips apart, back heel is lifted. Now we are going to lift all the way up, stack the shoulders on top of the hips, bend through both of those knees. Your right knee is underneath your hip. Let's pulse it, drop, pulse, pulse, drop. Yes, team, I want you to be proud in that chest. Head is lifted, elbows are lifted, shoulders are backing down. We go, little pulse, little drop, little pulse. Let's keep this working here. Go pulse it, go drop it. Just breathe, team. You just have 10, 9, 8, 7. You've got it. 6, for 5, for 4, for 3, for 4, for 3. Wouldn't be a countdown. At least you count down without it going wrong. Good, circle those ankles. Fabulous work. We are gonna come into that other side. So again, feet are hip distance apart, a little bit wide if that feels better for you. They are nice and parallel. We're gonna speed this up. Here we go, we drop, lift, drop, lift. So just enjoy this full range of movement here. Lower down, lift it up, drop it down, lift it up. Exhale, inhale. Good, stay focused. Spot your eye line on something in front of you on that floor. Just make sure you're not tucking that chin to the chest. Let's go, 8 more here. 8. Woo. Perfect work, team. You have 4 more. Let's go 4. Let's go for 3. 2 more to the hold. Last one, you're gonna drop, drop, hold. Left heel, here we go. We lift, we lower. Exhale, inhale. Now again, if you can see from the side here, as I lift my heel, I hug my belly button in. So a little hug through that baby there. We're going to lift, we go lower. So we're saying, what are you doing? Exhale, we're going to lift, we go lower. Now I also want you to be very conscious here. Now when you lift that heel, we don't want to take the body weight over into that hip. We want to keep the hips nice and square and still. Let's go, lift, lower. Exhale, inhale, lift, lower. Let's make that mind body connection here. We've got 4 to the hold, 3 to the hold, 2. Last one, you're going to lift and hold. Slide it behind you. We go slide. We bring it back underneath that hip. We take a slide it back. We bring it underneath that hip. Now I understand here that this is a weight bearing exercise. So you might really feel this through the glute, through the thigh or through the hip. If you need to come out of this position, do. Listen to your body. This is a workout for you and I want it to feel good. So if you need to come out of that position, do. Here we go, slide it back. Bring it back under. Slide it back. Bring it back under. Here we go, we slide. We squeeze. We slide. We squeeze. Give me 4 more, team. Slide. Woo. Squeeze. Take a slide. Squeeze. Are we still smiling? 2 more. Fabulous work. Last one, you're going to slide back, hold. Feet are still hip distance apart. You lift all the way up. Stack the shoulders. Chest is proud. You bend that back knee underneath your hip. Navel is to spine. We are tall. Drop. Pulse. Pulse it down. Drop it down. Exhale. Now you want to make sure that you are pressing through your big and your second toe here. I see a lot of this pushing out onto those little toes. So you want to really make sure that everything is in alignment here. So if we start to sink through those little toes, the ankle starts to relax, but you want everything in a line. Good, so really think about where you are placing those toes and that body weight. Let's go, 10, 9, 8, 7. We got it 6, we got it 5, 4, 3, 4, 3, 2, you are out. Perfect work. Just circle those ankles. Very well done. We're going to come back down to the mat, coming into a little abdominal set, giving those hips a little rest before we move on to glutes. So this setup here, we're going to use our obliques, so keeping strong through the waistline. Now your ball, you are going to rest on it. So your ball just rests on your rib cage, just underneath, just behind your bust. So if you can see here, it's just underneath my armpit. So make sure you've got that little gap there. Now your arm, the one that is closest to the floor, is going to come out in line with your shoulder. Now make sure that that shoulder is not running away from you. Everything wants to be perfectly stacked here. Now you might feel this in the head, a little bit in the neck. You can just take a little relax down here. So the shoulders are perfectly stacked and the hips are stacked. You are going to extend that top leg. Now inhale. As you exhale, you're going to rest your hand just on the outside of your thigh. Now make sure you're not overarching and pushing baby out. You want to draw baby in and squeeze through your glutes slightly. Now head stays aligned with the spine. Exhale to lift, inhale to lower. Exhale, we'll go lift. Inhale, lower down. Now your hand is down on the ground just to help give you a little bit of support. And you can push through that hand, that forearm, just to help you lift. Now make sure shoulder doesn't rock forward and make sure shoulders don't open to the ceiling. Your eye line is looking straight ahead. Now as you lift up, I want you to feel your ball inflate underneath you. Exhale, lift it up. Inhale, lower down. Perfect work, team. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Now everybody is going to be different here. So don't worry if you can't get up too high, that is perfectly fine. Don't forget, this is your workout. We are just creating strength. We want to be strong. 2 more. Working through that waistline. Last one, if you can, lift, lift, hold. Now just reach that hand up away from the thigh. We'll go pulse, we'll go lift, we'll go pulse, we'll go lift, we'll go pulse. If you are feeling this in the neck, don't draw the shoulder to the ear. Just keep that head aligned with that spine. Good, think about using the waistline. Belly button is in. You have 8, 7, 6, 5. Yes, team. 4, 3, 2, and relax. Take that ball away. And then just take your arm up and over. Lengthen away. Whew, that feels good. Nice deep breath in. As you exhale, just gently take that hand in front of you. Elbow underneath you. And then you're just going to swing that body around because we're going to come straight into that other side before we come into our glutes. So remember, we start with the knees nicely bent and that ball just comes underneath the rib cage. Well, your rib cage rests just slightly underneath the armpit, not directly underneath the armpit, just below it. You reach that arm long. And the shoulders are nicely stacked. So remember, don't let the ear drop to the shoulder. Head is aligned. You want to make sure that your top leg is lengthened. Your top arm rests. Push the shoulders away. Imagine you're growing tall. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Really blow that air away. It's going to help you really engage that core. Good. Might need to adjust a little bit. Exhale as you lift. That's better. Inhale as you lower. Inhale to lower. Let's go, team. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. So you're just letting that ball inflate underneath you, using your waistline just to reach down through the side of the leg. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. We've got 4 more. Let's go. Lift for 2. Lower down. Exhale as you lift. Good. So on that lift, I want you to hug baby in nice and deeply. So as you lift, don't collapse. I want you to grow tall. You can lift that arm. Take those tiny little pulses. Lift. Pulse. Keep that eye line forward. Keep navel pulled in to the spine. You've got this, team. 10. Are you still smiling? I hope so. 6, 5, for 4, for 3, for 2. Last one. Perfect. Take that ball away. Whew, you reach up and over. Take a little breather here. Nice work. Perfect. Bring that hand just in front of your chest. Gently roll up. Good. You are going to use your ball for your seat. We are just going to come into a nice, easy all fours position. So your ball is just coming behind the knee. I don't mind which glute you use first. You should want to squeeze that ball nice and deeply. So heel is close to the glute. So make sure your knees are hip distance apart here. Again, push that body up and out. Try not to lock the elbow joints. Just take a little tuck of that tailbone. Exhale, you're going to push that heel to the ceiling. Let's go. We go pulse. It wouldn't be a proper workout without losing that ball. Lift, lift. Go pulse it up. Lift it up. Pulse it up. Lift it up. Pulse it up. Now again, if your ball runs away from you, it's perfectly normal, as you can see. Exhale. So just make sure that your heel is close to your glute at all times. Even closer than 90 degrees is better. It just activates through the hamstring. So you want to think about switching on through the back of the body here, keeping the back of the body nice and strong and engaged. We go lift, lift, lift it up. Now again, any wrist issues here, any carpal tunnel syndrome, you can just come up onto those fists. Or as well, if you've got some yoga blocks, feel free to pop some yoga blocks underneath your hands. They help as well. We go pulse it, we go lift it up, pulse it up, lift it up. Exhale. So this is tiny, tiny. You are just stamping the ceiling away. Just an inch every time. Let's go. We pulse, we lift, we pulse, we lift. You have 8. 6, let's see if it's going to behave. 4, 3, 2, lift, hold. Now squeeze your ball, go squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it. So tiny hamstring curl here. Now I think about your corset muscles. Corset is on, it hasn't come off. Your belly button is pulled in, your core is engaged. You are long and tall through the crown of the head and out through that tailbone. You are squeezing that ball. Yes, team, I know. Let's keep it pushing. Go squeeze, go squeeze, go squeeze. Good. Activating through the hamstring. The hamstring is connected to your glute. It is going to help strengthen your booty and lift it. Let's go for 8, for 7, for 6, for 5. You've got this. 4, for 3, for 2. You're going to squeeze and hold it. Point your toe. Hip stays square. Knee comes open. Full range. You tap shin to the calf. You push it up. We go drop. We go lift. Again, am I going to lose that ball or is it going to behave? No, there it goes. Let's go, team. Go drop, go lift, go inhale, exhale. Shouldn't have put my super soft leggings on today. Here we go. We drop, we squeeze, we drop, then lift. Good. Now again, focus on your pelvic stability here. Don't just throw that movement away. I want you to control as you lift. So the knees externally rotated open. We are working deeper through the outer glute. You are almost there, team. We'll go lift. So keep that spine nice and flat. 8, 7. So notice how I'm not moving through the pelvis. You have 4 to the hold, 3 to the hold, 2 more. Last one, just hold it in the air. Good, you poke it up, go lift, go lift. Go pulse it up, lift it up, pulse it up, lift it up. If you need to rest, do. Pulse it, lift it. But I believe in you, team. You are stronger than you think. I know you are right there with me at home. Let's go for 8, 7, for 6 and you're out. 5, I promise. 4, for 3, for 2, you are out. Woo! Perfect work. Just sit back, just rest. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, gently roll up through that spine. Good, we are going to come into that bird dog. Core activation. Hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. We are going to alternate every time. Right arm, left leg will go reach. Back center. Exhale, reach. Back center. We go reach it away. Back to center. Exhale, reach it away. Make sure those knees are coming hip distance apart every time. Reach. Center. Exhale, reach. Body is stabilized. Core is engaged. 4 more. Reach. Center. Exhale, reach. Inhale, center. 2 more, team. Last one. Exhale, reach. Inhale, center. Perfect work. Just turn those palms to the ceiling here. Sit back to your child's pose. Good work. Walk your hands in. Gently roll up. Ooh. Perfect. Grab your ball if you've still got hold of it, if it's near you. So we are working a lot on the waistline today. So what I want you to do here is bring your knees underneath your hips. You're going to bring your right knee forward. So 90 degrees in both of those knees here. So what we want to be conscious of is not to sit through this hip. Think about squeezing the glutes slightly so everything is stacked. Proud in the chest, shoulders stacked on top of the hips. Hip is over that knee. Now make sure your ball is not into the chest, it's just slightly away. So we're going to think about that piece of string on the top of the head. It is growing us tall. Drawing baby into the spine. Elbows are lifted. Now not too far, we're just going to go to your corner of your imaginary square. Inhale, center. Now as you turn, exhale, shh. Inhale, you come back to center. It is not a big turn. We're not looking all the way here. So it's just over that thigh slightly. So to your imaginary square of your box, I always say. Exhale, here we go, we twist. Inhale, come back to center. Now you might just feel a tiny little pulling here, just through the waistline. So you want to really think about activating, drawing the belly button in. Inhale, center, not too much. It is tiny, tiny. Again, just to your imaginary square, just to the right corner. Exhale, shh. Inhale, center. So we are not sinking through the hips to turn. We are just growing taller. 4 more. Yes, you have 3. You just have 2. Last one. Exhale. Perfect. Well, you're going to come back to center. Reach those arms. Squeeze, squeeze. Squeeze, squeeze. Squeeze, squeeze. Perfect. Keep this going. So bodies, arms are long. Exhale. So a little bit of breath work through the core here. Now if you can see, every time I squeeze my ball, it's really helping me to engage through those abs and just drawing the belly button into the spine. You have 4. You have squeeze, squeeze. 2 more. Last one. And you relax. Perfect. You change the legs. Good. Might need to give those hips a little wiggle. Nice work. So bring that other leg forward. So again, feet are still hip distance apart. 90 degrees through both of the knees. We don't want to sink through this hip here. We want to zip up. So squeeze the glutes slightly, press the hips slightly forward, zip it up, ball to heart, elbows are lifted, press shoulders away. Exhale, twist to your left corner. Inhale, come back to center. It is not a big movement. It is tiny. Just think about movements we do in everyday life. No major twisting. Good. Exhale. Grow taller as you twist. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, little twist to your corner. Inhale. Just about find that activation through the waistline, through the core. Let's go here. Center. Exhale. Ooh. Inhale, center. Inhale, center. Exhale, lift and twist. 4 more. Here we go. We go 3, 2 more, team. Last one. Exhale, come back to center. You reach those arms long. Here we go. We squeeze, 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 squeeze. Draw belly button in as you squeeze. Go squeeze, squeeze. You've got it. Keep growing tall through the crown of the head. Keep those glutes switched on. Ooh. Let's go. 8 more. Squeeze, squeeze. Good. Keep growing tall. Stay focused. Press shoulders away from those ears. You have 4 more. We are almost there. 4, 3, 2 more. Last one. Squeeze, squeeze. And you release it. Guess what? We are coming back into our glutes, but on the other side. Good. Just give those hips a little wiggle. Good. Into your all fours. Other side, team. Good. So knees are hip distance apart. Hands on the shoulders. Push the shoulders away. You take that ball behind your other knee. So make sure you are doing the other side. Good. You push that heel to the ceiling. Exhale, we'll go lift. We'll go lift. So hip sockets, they are shining evenly down to the ground. and your shoulders are 2. Your hands are directly underneath the shoulders. Now the leg that we've got in the air, that is the one that is working. You want to shift your body weight slightly into that hand. It's going to stop you from sitting through the hip. We'll go push, we'll go lift. We'll go push, we'll go lift. Now notice how this movement is so tiny. So we want to work in those tiny little movements here. So imagine there is a big heavy weight on the sole of the foot. You've got to use your imagination here. You've got to find your resistance. We'll go pulse, we'll go lift. It is tiny. So exhale. Now think about not letting the pelvis rock forward and back as you lift. You want to keep that flat back position, keep the belly button pulled in. That is why it's a tiny movement. We have more control of the body here. Exhale. You have 8 more counts. Let's go. 8. Let's go 6. You got it. 4. We go 3. We go 2. You're going to hold it. Now squeeze that ball. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Tiny hamstring curl. So if you get a little cramp here, just shake it off. If you can't stand it, that is. And then you just reset that body. Let's go. We squeeze that ball, squeeze it in. Now, as we start to get a little bit of fatigue, we start to release through the glute. But I want you to keep it up as much as you possibly can. Keep that belly button pulled in nice and tight. You've got it, team. Now, are you still growing tall through the crown of the head? Are you still pushing those shoulders away? Are you still pulling that belly button into the spine? You have 8, 7, 6, 5. Let's go. 4, 3, 2. You're going to squeeze and hold it. Point your toe. Knee goes wider. Are we ready to tap shin to calf? Then you lift. We go drop. There goes that ball. Here we go. We drop it. We lift it. So knee is wide. Just make sure you're not opening the hips here as you push that leg to the ceiling. Everything stays nice and square to your mat. Lower, lift. Drop it, lift it up. Inhale, exhale as you lift. So again, the movement just wants to be nice and fluid. No kicking and losing control of that leg. Again, keeping the pelvis nice and stable. Excuse me, sorry. We have 8. We have 7. We have 6. Keep pushing out of your mat for 4. For 3. I'm right there with you. 2 more. Last one, you hold it in the air. We go pulse, we go lift it up, pulse it up, lift it up, pulse it up, lift it up, pulse it up, lift it up. Let's go, team. Keep pushing, keep finding those little movements for 10, for 9, 7, 6, 5, for 4, for 4, 3, 2, you are out. Fabulous work. Take your knees a little bit wider. Press back to your child's pose, reaching those arms nice and long. Good, give those hips a tiny little wiggle. All good. We're going to come into your stretch. Good, just reaching those arms nice and long. Eye line is just looking down to your mat. And just push the shoulder blades away from your ears. Taking your hands over to one side of your mat. Just reach through the waistline, through the side of that body. Up and over to the other side. Nice work, team. Gently come back to center. Walk the hands underneath the shoulders. Just gently roll up through the spine. Bring one leg forward. Knee comes over that ankle, so knees over that ankle. You can take one hand to the floor, one hand to the thigh, and then just press the hips forward slightly. Not too much, listen to your body. We don't want to overdo it on the stretch there. Good, you can also be here. So again, just think about what feels good for you. Don't overstretch. Perfect. From here, you can take one hand down just to transition the hips back and send the toes to the ceiling. Now make sure that the toe is right in line with your hip, drawing that hip back. Again, you can be here. Just press the hips forward, drawing that belly button into the spine, long and tall through the crown of the head. I always say, try not to tuck that chin in. You want to keep that head aligned with that spine. Perfect. taking the knee slightly forward, other hand comes on the inside, you take it out to the side so it's perfectly out inside, your hands come underneath your shoulders. Now you can take that leg even wider, not too much, just listen to your body. So your knee is still underneath your hip here, and then you're just going to take the hips back. Exhale here, inhale, you come back to center. Exhale, nice and slowly. You just rock the hips back. Inhale to lift. Exhale, let's do this 2 more times. Just a nice inner thigh stretch there. Exhale. Gently come back to center. Good, you replace that leg underneath your hip. Gently roll up, bring that other knee forward. So knees in line with your ankle. One hand can come down. Just make sure the knee's not going too far over the toes. You can hold it here, just press the hips forward, press the shoulders away. Make sure you are connected to your core, draw that belly button in. So you can be here or you can be here, whatever feels comfortable for you. Baby might be a little bit big now. Good, so just listen to your body, don't overstretch. Just nice deep breaths in, exhaling. Good, if you need to, you can take one hand down and then taking the hips back, or you can just take the hands onto the hips, transition, push your shoulders away, inhale. As you exhale, just inclining forward, press the hips behind you. Good, looking to the end of your mat, spot that eye line, and just breathe into it. Perfect, opposite hand comes down. And the other one, you take that leg out in line with your hip to the side of you, and then bring your hands back underneath your shoulders. Just push the leg out a little bit wider, not too much. Making sure that hip is still slightly underneath the knee, so it doesn't want to be away from you. You want those hips nice and square to your mat. Exhale, just press back. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale. Perfect work, team. Just breathe through the stretches. Good, breath is so important when we stretch. It's just helping relax the muscles, no tension. Good, inhale, come back to center. 2 more times here, exhale. Inhale. Last time. Good, inhale, come back to center. That knee comes underneath your hips, hip distance apart. Now start to draw the belly button up to the spine, round off the spine, push your body out of your mat. Good, then you reverse the movement. Now I always say just look to the end of your mat here. Push your shoulders away. Imagine there is a piece of string on the head and it is growing you nice and tall. Then you bring your eye line, just gaze it back in between the hands, and then just give a little circle round with those hips, that torso. Good, and the other way. Good, I hope that feels good for you. Good, just at those toes, gently walk the hands in. Good, you might take your feet a little bit wider here. You can push your hips behind you, look straight down to the ground. Just be careful on your way up here, no sudden movements. You just soften the knees and then you gently roll up through the spine. Head is the last thing to come up. Good, inhale, reach, exhale that right arm up and over. Good, just really reach out through those fingertips, keeping those hips nice and square so we're not popping the hips. Back to center, up and over, other side. Use that breath, exhale. I hope you are feeling a little bit stronger, a little bit more lengthened and taller after that class, after that workout. Bring your palms to prayer and you thank your bodies for being able to move, and I hope to see you again very soon.